In our art project today, we are learning about one-point perspective. We are also going to be drawing what I'm calling a city by the sea. So in one-point perspective, we have a point out here, and that's where everything is directed, and eventually it gets smaller and smaller and looks like it disappears or vanishes. So we're going to bring some dimension to our artwork today, and we're going to learn about the one-point perspective and have fun drawing.
We need a few supplies: a white sheet of paper, ruler, a pencil and an eraser, and then an ultra fine tipped black marker. We're going to use this marker to draw our city by the sea, and then in the end, if you'd like to color it, you could use colored pencils like I am, or you could even paint it. If you choose to paint it, just make sure that your white paper is of painting material. So to start, I'm going to show you a photo of downtown Houston. So if you look at these city buildings and you look farther out into the photo, you notice that these buildings, they start out large and they get smaller as our eye moves down toward the middle of the photo. So this point where it looks like the buildings are getting smaller, they almost come to where it looks like they disappear or vanish. This point right here is actually called the vanishing point. So I have the same picture, but now you'll see some red lines that I drew on this photo. So all these lines lead to our vanishing point right here. So the track line goes toward the vanishing point. The base of the windows on the buildings, they all lead toward this vanishing point. The top line of the windows, they lead toward the vanishing point. The sidewalk, the line here leads toward the vanishing point. Even the roof line, it goes directly towards the vanishing point. So as we draw our city, we draw our sea, everything that is on the side of our building, the lines are going to run toward an angle toward this vanishing point. So it's going to give our drawing a look of dimension, a look where it's popping off the page versus just a flat front face drawing. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start, you're going to need your ruler and your pencil. So we're going to begin with drawing the vanishing point. We're going to use it as our guide. So I want you to lightly draw a small circle in the middle of your paper, and I want you to draw it lightly. I'm going to draw it a little heavier so that you can see it on your end, but we're going to eventually erase these marks in our pencil, so that's why I want you to go lightly. Then with our vanishing point, I want you to place your ruler right over the vanishing point and make your ends of the ruler as close to the corners of the paper as you can, and then lightly draw a line from one corner to the next. And it does not have to be exact, but somewhere within these corners. And then on the opposite side, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to draw a line from corner to corner going right through your vanishing point. So it should look like you have a big X with a dot in the middle. So these are going to serve as our guide as we need to draw lines on our paper. Then one more line, we're going to draw what's called the horizon line. Now the horizon line is actually just an imaginary line. It's not something that we actually see when we look outside, but this horizontal line called the horizon line is what separates our sky from our ground. So this is all going to serve as our guide. So you can set your ruler aside. We're going to need our eraser when we come back to it so we can erase these lines. But to start, you're now going to need your marker. So we are going to draw over these bottom pencil marks with our marker. These two lines down at the bottom are going to serve as the base of our buildings. So you should have two marker lines right down the side. Now we're going to start over here and we're going to draw our city. So from this top pencil mark, you're going to draw a vertical line straight down till you hit your marker line. And now come back to the top, and off this top line, we're going to follow our pencil mark and come down just a little bit. And then at the end of that line, we're going to draw another vertical line coming all the way back down to the baseline of our marker. This is going to be what is actually the front of our building. And now we're going to draw lines to designate the side. So come back to the top part of your building, and off this corner, we're going to draw a horizontal line back toward the edge of the paper, going right off the edge. We're going to do it on this top corner, and then again on this bottom corner, another horizontal line going right off the edge of your paper. So this is our first building. This will be the front, and this is the side. So we're going to begin with a door down here so we can enter in our building. So I'm going to come in just a little bit off this line right here, and we're going to draw another vertical line as the side of our door. And now we need to draw the top of our door. So this line right here, as you heard before, it's our guide, but it's also our baseline. Any line that's running horizontal on this part needs to follow this guide and run parallel. So the top of our door is going to slant diagonally following this line. So just draw a line going towards the vanishing point, over toward the other side of your building, and then another vertical line back down. So now we have a door kind of on an angle going towards your vanishing point. So let's decorate our door a little bit. I'm going to put a vertical line in the middle of my door, and then 2 handles so I can open the door. And now let's draw a window above your door. So right above the door, we're going to draw another line, the base of our window that follows our door, and then 2 vertical lines on both sides. And then this top line, again, it's following this guide right here. Now let's draw another window up above that. So the baseline of the window, it's following this guide right here. And then we're going to come up. And now my vertical line, you'll notice, is now up above this horizon line. This is our guide. So once we go above the horizon line, now this top pencil mark becomes our guide for the top of the window. So now I want my window to face this way. So now my line is running parallel with this top portion. So let's put some more decoration inside our windows. So I'm just gonna put a line on the top part, another line on the bottom part, and then let's separate right through the middle, right in the middle, another vertical line. And we've got some space up here, so let's do another window. So the baseline of the window runs parallel to this pencil mark. 2 vertical lines on either side, and then another line on the top of the window that runs parallel with the top of the building. And let's make this window and this window look the same as this one. So we'll put some more lines in there, just following what you already have, and then some vertical lines. And for this smaller window down here, we can even just follow the shape that it already has laid out and just put a smaller one on the inside. So that's the front of our building. Now let's go to this side. We can even put windows on the side of our building. We like a lot of natural light around here. So from the edge of my paper, I'm going to come in on a horizontal line, leaving some space on the side, and then I'm going to come up with a vertical line and then back over. Now you'll notice on the side of my building, I'm not drawing any angled lines toward the vanishing point. When we're looking on in our city, this side of the building just has vertical lines and horizontal lines, so no angled lines on this portion. So let's put some decoration in these windows, maybe a horizontal line up top, another line on the bottom. And because my window is headed off the page, I can't see the full piece, but let's just say that this is where the actual middle of the window would be. So that's our divider. And now I'm going to put another window up above that one. So from the edge of your paper, draw a horizontal line coming in, and then a vertical line up and back over towards off the page. And then again, just like this bottom window, let's put in some little added extras. So some horizontal lines and then some vertical lines. And then we've got space up here for one more. So from the edge of your paper, draw a horizontal line coming in, a vertical line going up, and then back over towards the edge of your paper. And let's decorate that one. So a horizontal line coming in on both top and bottom, and then a vertical line right in the middle. So there's the side of our building. Now we could leave it with a flat roof just like this, or we can add a little extra. So I'm gonna put what looks like a triangle on the top of my building. So from one corner, just draw a straight line kind of angling in just a little bit. And then from that point where you left off, another angled line coming down towards this corner where the front of the building and the side of the building meet. And then off this top point right here, we're going to draw a horizontal line going right off the paper. And there's our roof line. So that's just a little bit different than a flat part. And I'm going to add some lines in the top of my roof. So these are just diagonal lines following this guide right here. And then on the side of the roof, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go horizontal following this top line. So there's our first building. Now we're going to move in just a little bit so we can draw our second building. So we're going to draw a vertical line. So starting at your pencil guide up at the top, move in just a little bit from your first building and draw a vertical line from your pencil line on the top down to the marker line on the bottom. Then go back to the top and we're going to follow our pencil line coming down towards the vanishing point just a bit. And then on the end of that, a vertical line coming straight down to your marker line. So this is the front of our building. Now let's add lines to make a side. So back on this top corner over here, the closest towards your first building, you're going to draw a horizontal line and draw it right until you reach the first marker point of your building. And then again on this bottom point where our line touches this baseline, right in this corner, you're going to draw a horizontal line back towards your first building and then stop with your marker when you reach the building. So now here's the second building. We got the front and the side. So for our door, let's draw a rounded door. So we'll come up and then just arch over and back down. Almost looks like a long rainbow. And then let's follow that same shape inside so we get a little bit of a trim on our door. And then we need a handle, so let's do a circle for the handle there. And then in this area, like right here, let's do another window. So our baseline, at least on my paper, is now above my horizon line. So because it's above my horizon line, I need to follow this guide up here. So I'm going to draw the base of my window line going towards this vanishing point. And now for the window, I'm going to actually follow kind of how we did the door. So let's go up and then around and back down to the base of the window. And for this window, let's add a flower bed in here. So let's draw the top where the flowers would come out. So you just need a straight line following this bottom of the window. And then right above here, let's just draw some curved line. So up and around. You can make them big. You can make them small. You can overlap them. There, so now we've got some flowers right outside that box in front of that window. And then around this curved part, let's take our marker toward the bottom and just follow the curve on the inside and go around. And then let's put a line right down the middle so maybe they can open that window. So there's the front of our building. Let's go towards the side. So let's start at the bottom, and right above this bottom end of the building, come up a little bit, and you're gonna put your marker right on the edge of your first building and draw a horizontal line coming in. And then let's keep going with these curved windows. So come up and curve around and then stop when your marker touches that first building. And then let's put some window panes in here. So let's draw a vertical line coming down the middle. And remember, these windows are kind of hidden, so you're not going to see the full scope of the window because the first building is hitting it. But there's one window, and let's do the same window up above it in that space. So again, move up, and off the edge of your first building, draw a horizontal line coming in, and then a vertical line up and around. And then right down what would be the center, we'll make a vertical line, and then some horizontal lines for our window pane. So there's the side and the front of our building. I'm going to do a top roof line just like this triangle over here. You can leave yours flat or follow me and draw an angled line coming up a little bit and then back down towards this point right here where the front and the side meet. And then at this top point of your triangle, you're going to draw a horizontal line all the way back to your first building. And again, I'm going to draw some lines on my roof following this guide here on the front. And then on the side, we're going to follow the top line and put some of those lines in here. So I'm going to draw one more building. I have a little bit of space. You may have run out of space, or you may have a little bit more space. So let's draw, if you have space, let's go ahead and draw another building. So again, we'll move over just a little bit. From our top pencil guide, we will draw a vertical line down to the bottom and back up on the pencil line. Follow that in with your marker just a little bit, and then come down to meet your baseline. And then we need to draw a horizontal line at this top corner, meeting our building behind it or next to it. And then at this corner right here, another horizontal line. So here is our third building. So let's make a door along this bottom portion. So I'm going to draw a vertical line coming down towards my base, and I'm still below my horizon line. So my top of the door needs to follow this line right here and then come down. And then on both sides, let's just add some more vertical lines. Maybe this is a double door again. So just some vertical lines, and then a rectangle for a door handle. And then if you have some space over in the top, let's go ahead and put another window in. So for this, now I am above my horizon line. So my windows need to follow this guide. So the bottom of my window is going to actually come like this, and then the top of my window will come like this, going towards the vanishing point. And then we'll draw the sides of our windows. And I'm going to put some shutters on these windows. So I'm going to come in just a little bit so I have room, and then make these horizontal lines. So there's some shutters on that one. And then we've got the side of our building. So let's go ahead and draw in some horizontal lines, a vertical line coming up and then back over toward our building. And I'm going to make more shutters on these ones. So I'm going to draw a vertical line coming in, and then horizontal lines along this space right here. And then I'm going to draw the same type of window up here. So follow along and go horizontal line coming in, and then another vertical line up and over, and then draw a vertical line, giving you some space to add these horizontal lines for your shutter. And so again, we've got a flat roof line up here, but we can also go ahead and add in this angled line to make a triangular rooftop and come down to meet this corner. And then right off this point up here, a horizontal line. And let's add in some lines on here. Okay, so there is our third building. If you have more space in there, you can go ahead and put in another building, or you can come along with me and continue. So we've got a building on this side, and then over on this side, we're going to put the sea. But before we do that, we're going to put in sidewalks. So it's so nice to be able to walk along a sidewalk when you're out near the water. So from your vanishing point, you're going to just draw a straight line that comes down towards the bottom of your paper, and you'll see that it ends up getting a little bit wider towards the bottom of the paper. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to draw a straight line coming down, and it kind of comes right off the paper. Okay, so now we're going to draw what is going to eventually be a fence that separates the sidewalk from the water over here. So we have this is our sidewalk, this is our guide right here. So from your vanishing point, I want you to actually draw another line coming out this way. This is going to be the wire top of our fence. And then right above that line, close to it, you're gonna draw another straight line coming off the edge. So it almost looks like we've got these rays just pointing out, but we will connect all these and you'll see how it'll work. Okay, so from this middle line, right, it's one of your middle lines, we're gonna draw the posts for our fence. So you're gonna draw a vertical line going straight up just a little bit past this top line, then a horizontal line over and back down to meet this line. Then you're going to move a little bit further down this line and do the exact same thing. So we're drawing a vertical line that comes up just a little bit past this top line, and then a horizontal line over and back down to meet this line. And then same thing, move down just a little bit again and draw a vertical line so it reaches past this top line, and then a vertical or horizontal line over, and then a vertical line coming back down. So you're beginning to see how this is looking like a fence, and these posts are slowly getting larger the farther out we go. So move your marker just a little bit further out again, draw a vertical line coming up just a little bit past this top marker line, and then a horizontal line over and back down again. And then move your marker a little bit over one more time, and a vertical line up, past the marker line, a little horizontal line, and then back down again. You might have more space to keep going. I'm actually gonna do one more, kind of coming off my page, coming up and over. So this is our fence and this is our sidewalk. So our sidewalks sometimes have some grooves in there. So you're gonna draw horizontal lines as the break in your sidewalk. You can make them close together, you can make them far apart, but these are just horizontal lines. They don't need to point toward any vanishing point, just some horizontal lines going down. Okay, so now we're going to draw a sun and some clouds. So I want you to remember this is the horizon line. So this is where our sea is going to be, and then this is our sky. So this line represents where our sky meets the sea. Now I'm going to put a sun back here. So using my pencil line of the horizon line as a guide, I'm going to start on that line and I'm going to draw a big sun. So maybe your sun is rising or maybe it's setting. You get to decide that. And if you want to put some phrase out there like your sun is super shiny, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to add in some clouds. You can just do some curvy lines that end up connecting each other. Maybe you've got one, maybe you've got two, maybe you've got them all over. If you want to do a bird that's flying off, all you need to do is just draw a slight curved line and then a little bit longer curved line. Maybe you've got one, maybe you've got two. So now that's it for the marker portion of our drawing. So you can go ahead and close that up. And now you'll remember we've got these pencil marks on here. We want to go ahead and erase them except for one. So go ahead and erase the vanishing point, erase just about every line except this horizon line that is separating your sky from your sea, and I'll show you why in just a second. So go ahead and erase all those marks so that we can see your beautiful drawing and it's not being covered up by some of these marks. And then get rid of your eraser marks. Okay, so this horizon line, now if you are going to leave it as is and you don't want to color it, then yes, go ahead and you're going to want to erase that mark. But if you're going to color it, this line is going to help you remember where your sea stops and where your sky starts. So you can use that as a guide when you're coloring. So I'm going to move on to the coloring portion. I'm going to speed it up, but if you'd like to watch it and just see what colors I chose, you're welcome to do that. And there is our seascape. And one more detail, if you'd like to add it in with your marker, is you could put these divisions in down your road. But I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, learning a little bit more about perspective and had some fun. So enjoy the rest of your day. Can't wait to see you next time.